September 11th. Attacks. The morning that changed the world. Some days divide history into before and after. September 11th, 2001 was one of them. It began as an ordinary Tuesday morning in the United States. Commuters filled trains, offices opened, coffee was poured, skies were clear. Nothing in the sunrise warned that within hours, the world would witness one of the deadliest terrorist attacks in modern history. 8:46 a.m. The first impact. At 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11 struck the North Tower of the World Trade Center. At first, many thought it was an accident. Smoke poured into the sky. Thousands inside the towers were suddenly trapped, confused, or fleeing down stairwells. Emergency responders rushed upward, while others rushed downward. 9:03 a.m. No longer an accident. Just 17 minutes later, at 9:03 a.m., United Airlines Flight 175 hit the South Tower live on television. Now the truth was undeniable. America was under coordinated attack. Millions watched in shock. The skyline of New York City burned before the world's eyes. Washington hit. At 9:37 a.m., American Airlines Flight 77 crashed into the Pentagon. The headquarters of the U.S. military was burning. The attacks were no longer only against symbols of finance, but also military power. Flight 93, a fourth hijacked plane, United Airlines. Flight 93 was headed toward Washington, but passengers learned what had happened in New York. They fought back. At 10:03 a.m., the plane crashed into a field near Shanksville. Their resistance likely prevented another catastrophic strike. The collapse. At 9:59 a.m., the South Tower collapsed. At 10:28 a.m., the North Tower collapsed. Steel, glass, concrete, reduced to ash and debris. The towers that once defined the skyline were gone in less than 2 hours. Lower Manhattan was covered in smoke, dust, sirens, and silence. The human cost. Nearly 3,000 people were killed from more than 90 countries. Thousands more were injured. Firefighters, police officers, office workers, airline passengers, and civilians lost their lives. Many first responders later suffered long-term illnesses from toxic exposure at the site. The attack was planned by the extremist group, Al-Qaeda, led by Osama bin Laden. How the world changed. September 11th did not end when the towers fell. It triggered decades of consequences. The U.S. launched the war in Afghanistan in October 2001. Global counterterrorism operations expanded. Airport security transformed worldwide. Surveillance powers increased. Wars, diplomacy, and foreign policy shifted for a generation. 2 buildings fell, but global politics moved with them. Memory and meaning. Today, the site is home to the National September 11th Memorial and Museum. Water falls into the footprints of the towers. Names are carved in bronze. A reminder that history is not only numbers, it is people. September 11th was an act of terror, but it also revealed courage. Firefighters climbing upward, strangers helping strangers, passengers choosing resistance. In the middle of fear, human dignity remained. The attacks lasted only hours. But the echo of that morning changed the world for decades.